National Football League. Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Steelers and the Falcons coming up next.
It has been a season full of twists and turns, and it all reaches a crescendo here tonight as EA Sports so proud to welcome you to the marquee event of the NFL calendar, Super Bowl Sunday. The moment is upon us, and we've got what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers, the AFC champion, taking on the champions from the NFC, the Atlanta Falcons. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of
just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And off we go to wrap up this Sunday of action. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we are looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
He'll wind up getting a second down. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And leading the charge, we get a look at their 6-year quarterback.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. He can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you got the biggest game of your life to win.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will have a Steelers first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, he got 4 on 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Hands it off out of the gun. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And this will be caught by Brown. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 32-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game. It will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. That one out wide and intercepted. And the Falcons are going to have it here just past the 25.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand.
He's got a man complete. Through the middle of the field. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones with a first touchdown of their Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Falcons take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. So a long play for our first points in the Super Bowl.
No doubt about it, and what we see here is something that we saw all year long from them. The ability to strike from anywhere on the field. How about the way they got it started in this one?
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And able to get this one across the... Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Open man, there's Darnell Washington. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down. Here's Roethlisberger. And he'll get it right back to Washington. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now Roethlisberger. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Again, it's Roethlisberger. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Darnell Washington, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this Super Bowl at 7.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out come the Falcons now.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Hand off now to Robinson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Here's Ryan to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
3rd and 4. Now it's Ryan. And a dump off here to Robinson. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the 4th down.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackle.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And the momentum just continuing to build and build for them. They had the touchdown, their last drive to tie the game. Now their defense does its job. And Charles, all of a sudden, they've got a chance to capture the lead here.
And we're seeing a really nice exhibition of what coaches love to call complementary football. Offense gets a tie, defense does its job, gets the ball right back, and their teammates now have momentum. What a nice job they're doing, all doing it together.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. To throw here, Roethlisberger. To the sideline and incomplete.
And they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Now it's Ryan. Sets up the screen to Robinson. Pushes past him. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield, and allow the play to be successful. In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. And the Steelers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now it's Roethlisberger. Yeah, to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's a 1st down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
Well, after the standard 2-week layoff, you always wonder how's your offense going to respond and come out and play here in the Super Bowl. Well, they got a great answer right there and almost a sigh of relief on that side of the field because now they've got to feel like they can use their entire playbook and game plan for this one.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 60 yards rushing for him now in the opening quarter of the Super Bowl.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Here's Roethlisberger. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Washington. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal.
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
And it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Matt Judon, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
A big one here early in this Super Bowl. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. DK Metcalf from 10 yards out. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Falcons ready to take over. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They go play action with Ryan. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Jones goes diving, and he's got it. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. And it's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a fourth down. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Now Brown. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pick in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there, holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Roethlisberger. And he can't escape, and down he goes. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck.
And it will be Falcon football.
Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
So they send 4 guys out wide, keep it back in to protect, but the linebacker still gets to him before there's time to throw. They've got to get some kind of contact on him, slow him down. Otherwise, they'll continue to sit on the quarterback.
That's out wide here for Robinson.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. With it is Brown. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Roethlisberger will throw.
Now a short pass pulled in by Washington.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Now they'll run on the draw. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a 1st down at the Falcons' 25.
68 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. 25 yards. And the Steelers will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
We see this a lot on third and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. A drive that time of 6 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. They go play action now. Ryan. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's going to have the Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On the give, here's Robinson. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Ryan. That's to the sideline and incomplete. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6. This 2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And it is caught. And he will have the Steelers first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year, Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis here with you as we get set to begin quarter two.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not... Yeah, he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Steelers continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now let's discuss Julio Jones, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And caught by London. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right.
There he goes, right side. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards.
And what a letdown after a huge play. He's going to pull this in and then set sail for the end zone. And he nearly made it, too. But he's going to be tracked down just short of the goal line. So a big play there that's going to set him up with first and goal at the 1-yard line.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Falcons are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it culminates in a Julio Jones touchdown. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. We often poke a little fun at running backs past the age of 30. Oh, they're getting old, they can't run anymore. What he's showing, past the age of 30, you can still have some nice runs like that.
You certainly can, and I think that we're starting to expand our definition of old running back. Because it used to be as soon as they hit 30, we want to get rid of these guys and go to the younger guys. But now that the guys are taking such great care of themselves, as you pointed out, you can still get explosive runs at any age.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Falcons force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
Well, I would guess that combined, if you
spoke to both defenses. Neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
Getting set to go again on offense, we get a peek at Julio Jones now. He's done his part, but so far it's been in a losing effort, so they've got to fix something.
But that doesn't mean changing anything, the way they're throwing the ball around and his catches and production. Keep doing that. They're going to have to fix some things likely on defense to try and slow down their opponents.
But so far he's north of 100 yards receiving. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Here's Ryan. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he's out right at the 25. 3 catches for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl. It's a first down. Here's Ryan going to fire this out wide. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Here's Ryan. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 26. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the Super Bowl. Ryan. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Now Ryan. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's Ryan to throw. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Steelers ready for their next possession. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
2nd and 11 now. Now Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end Tammy.
and there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
2 things to watch. First is strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Now it's Roethlisberger. Completes it to Austin. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The offense on third down tonight, they've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd and 11. That's DK Metcalf running the slant. He's got it. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
A beautiful fake. And he's got this down to the 35. 197 yards rushing for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll go down at the 28. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. They'll send the tight end in motion. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. So on 4th down here, Mike Tomlin says, let's just get 3. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Play action. It's Ryan. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. Now Ryan. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
They'll run it now with Robinson. Ooh, the juke. And it follows blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. And the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Now it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. They run. Robinson. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
To throw is Ryan. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones with his third touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Falcons are back within a score. So not only is that his third touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Might he be on his way to a record-setting performance here, Charles? Second quarter, and the yardage number already ridiculous.
And they always talk about just focusing on the next play. But sometimes it's okay to dream big, because
I'm focusing on the fourth quarter already.
Listen, I don't blame you, though, because we could be witnessing some type of history here, and it's being done by him and, of course, the big guys up front who are creating the holes for him to run through.
Yeah, they've all been good so far. This will be caught by Brown. 4 catches already here in this Super Bowl. He's got another first down. Now Roethlisberger. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 33. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Now it's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And the Steelers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Well, he does have 1 touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a 2nd time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-six territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
That's to the pylon and incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
The partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Ryan. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Ryan. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. Now it's Ryan. Looking for London on the out route complete. Gets through and now an opening. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Falcons. Drake London, 58 yards. And the Falcons have cut it back within a score.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But I also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Now Roethlisberger to throw. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 3 catches for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl. It's a 1st down.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a 1st down.
And they get to it with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Matt Judon. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. Two minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
That's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And now let's discuss Julio Jones. He's probably someone they want to get more involved at this point. Second quarter down to the scoreboard, and you know that he can be a threat.
And because he's such a threat, as well as so productive, I'm with you on this. They've got to get him the ball more, give him more opportunities for them to have a chance to erase that lead.
Certainly they'll be looking to get him even more in the mix this go-around. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Ryan. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on 3rd down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Roethlisberger. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. To throw again is Roethlisberger. Got him in. It's Brown. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Now Roethlisberger. Complete to Austin here over the middle. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Roethlisberger will throw. Catch is made by Metcalf. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you're talking about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Interference. Defense.
And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
First and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is indeed good, and that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Final play of the half. It's Ryan.
A throw out wide going to be incomplete.
So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight. As we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 7.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Completes it to Austin. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. Now they try the right side here. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. 2 yards, good enough for first.
This drive has been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs. Hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And the Steelers are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
But they've certainly not shied away from throwing the footballs. They've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. with his third touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Steelers will extend their third-quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29. Getting set to go again on offense. We get a peek at Julio Jones now. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now, they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know when a mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Robinson with another carry. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Play action. It's Ryan. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down. And now a tip of the cap to the man under center, Charles. He just went over 400 yards passing in this ball game. He's got the touchdown passes to boot, taking pretty good care of the ball. Just all around a really solid performance.
Yeah, just check, 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 and check, right? Because he certainly showed he was worthy of the trust that his team put in him. A handful of touchdowns to his credit thus far. Now just crossing off yardage milestones, and win or lose, his name has to be in serious discussion for player of the game.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Pressure coming, and they got him once again. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
He's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Washington with a catch, middle of the field. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Another first down there as this one goes for 25.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender, because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
Now 2nd and 9. Now Roethlisberger. This is caught. It's Brown. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great play there. 34 yards. And the Steelers are feeling good as they extend their lead in the Super Bowl.
So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. So the deep ball giveth, and now the deep ball taketh away.
And to get deep on me here, I like that. Going to the next level of what you're thinking. And when you think about all the success he's had throwing the football so far, sometimes when you're doing that, you think you're invincible out there. But he was given a cold dose of reality on that throw.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And they'll run on the inside handoff. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd and 2. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Here's Ryan. He finds Robinson. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 36-yard line.
Now Ryan. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
A 7-yard gain. And the Falcons first down.
Ryan. Got London on a slant. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
At the 47-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan.
Throws right back to London, complete again.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Falcons first down.
Again, Ryan.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Now it's Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Now it's Ryan.
There he is again, another catch for Julio Jones.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
It's a gain of 1 yard. Brings up 4th down.
They'll run for it with Robinson. A solid stiff arm. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So this offense able to convert on 4th. And now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10.
Play action. Ryan. And a quick throw here. That's complete. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15.
2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At the Steelers' 17-yard line.
They give it to Freeman up the gut. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
From the shotgun, Ryan.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Falcons are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Here's Ryan to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here's Ryan. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Falcons get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
And they've got it. They recovered it. They hang on now. There's a penalty flag down.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the 4th quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds and keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
They'll come up now, 3rd and 3.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Over the middle, complete. It's Jones. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Ryan. Got a man. It's London. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Ryan. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Drake London, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Falcons have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
So that last run is going to be the one to do it. He has officially broken the NFL's single-game rushing record.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. Here's a give up the middle. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Steelers have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So the drive there took 6 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And now let's discuss Julio Jones. And I think we both agreed he could have a really good game with this matchup, but over 200 yards now.
I don't think we saw it as that good. And I think what really makes it special is when games like this are occurring, it's not just getting locked in and in the zone and on a roll. It's continuing to adjust throughout the game because, you know, the defense is kicking coverages towards him, trying their best to slow him down, and he keeps getting the better of them.
Yeah, whatever they've done, it hasn't worked. Jones has it.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
To throw is Ryan. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Ryan. That's going to be caught by Pitts. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Falcons are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. The Pittsburgh Steelers have won the Super Bowl, and the Lombardi Trophy is going back. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.
And they are the
Thank y'all for everybody that joined. That is it for tonight. Everybody sub, hit that like button.